Moments from the testimony stood out to you?
Well, I would say on Wednesday, we finally heard from Brianna Bongelin, who's known by the name Bana. And Bana was a close friend of Cassie, still is, she testified. And Bana got on the stand and told about a 2016 incident that she is actually suing Combs for in a civil lawsuit for $10 million. And she got on the stand and talked about how Combs came to Cassie's then apartment one morning, and she was on a balcony, and he physically picked her up and dangled her on a 17th floor balcony, and then proceeded to throw her onto some balcony furniture. We saw for the first time, photos of the bruises and her in a neck brace and her with, injury tape on her body. She told us about the injuries she sustained, why she was seeking justice. So we heard that, but then we also heard things from her we hadn't heard before about an incident in Malibu where she says Diddy came up to her and essentially said, I'm the devil, I could kill you. And the things that she was terrified about, a story about Combs throwing a knife at Cassie and Cassie throwing one back at him. And it's interesting because as we're hearing this testimony, we can also see Combs's reaction to it, as you know. And so when she was testifying about this knife incident, which was the first time I had heard about it, I looked over and Combs made this gesture and shook his head no and began whispering something to Tenny Garagos' defense attorney. We also heard from Eddie Garcia. And Eddie Garcia was a security guard at the Intercontinental when that hotel incident that we've now all seen all over the media occurred, where Diddy is seen attacking Cassie. And he was the missing link. We kept hearing about this hotel incident. We kept seeing the video, but none of us really knew where they got this video from.
Yeah.
And we just had to wonder where this videotape came from. And Eddie Garcia finally filled in those blanks for us, sharing with us that it was actually his supervisor who said, I'll give it to him for $50,000 when Diddy had his chief of staff, Christina Karam, calling him, coming to the Intercontinental, finding out his personal cell phone, calling him, looking for this video. And we hear this incredible testimony about him going to the west side of LA, meeting with Sean Combs himself, handing over what they claimed was the only copy of this video, and getting $100,000 in cash, how he doled it out amongst 3 people that were involved. And we see the evidence that he tells us that Combs kept referring to him as, my angel Eddie. And we see it in Sean Combs' phone in evidence as an exhibit that he saved it as my angel Eddie.
Eddie Garcia testified under an immunity deal, just like some of Diddy's former assistants did. And